Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Silver stackers are going to get the last laugh. People are going to be very jealous and regretful towards us, kicking themselves in the butt, wishing they got into this precious metal we call silver so early. We are the lucky ones. We see the bigger picture. They don't. They are looking or overlooking a very opportunistic metal that has a lot of potential. We're going to explain a little bit of why silver has so much potential, but first I want to talk about how we're going to have the last laugh. And trust me, we will. When silver was $50 in 2011, everyone was wishing they bought silver at $5 previously. When it was in the 80s, people were wishing, and they thought it was going to keep going higher. See, nowadays, not only does silver have potential to reach $50, but times are more severe. Things are more serious now. So if it does hit $50, it's going to stay there. It's going to stay. Now, I just made a video talking about 3 reasons why silver has so much potential, and one of them was the gold to silver ratio. See, the gold to silver ratio shows us an insight on where precious metals are. It shows us if gold is overvalued or undervalued. It shows us if silver is overvalued or undervalued. And silver is extremely undervalued. Extremely undervalued. We're going to have the last laugh. People try to doubt silver. They try to shame silver, saying it's a terrible investment. And those people are going to get the short end of the stick, wishing they got in at $18, wishing they got in at $20, because yes, $20 silver in the grand scheme of things is still extremely cheap. When we look at all the real uses for silver, silver is a ticking time bomb. Now, I question you guys and gals to really look at where you think silver's natural price should be. Because trust me, double that, and that's probably the reality of it. A lot of people think $50 silver. Well, if the gold to silver ratio is 16 to 1, that puts silver at $90. And that ratio is something that is actually pretty equal. That's a relevant ratio. So at least $90 silver if we're talking about $1,500 gold. Not even talking about if gold goes higher. See, this is something that is realistic. We try to say, oh, well, these are just silver pumpers. This is not possible. It's happened twice in the last 35 years. Silver's been $50 twice in the last 35 years. Just because it hasn't reached $50 during your stacking strategy or during your stacking journey doesn't mean it hasn't happened. It doesn't mean it can't or won't happen. It's actually more than likely going to happen, and sooner than later. And I'm not trying to mislead you. I'm not a silver pumper. I look at the markets realistically. I look at them objectively and how they are, unbiased as possible, because what is shown, given the circumstances of COVID-19, given the circumstances of the S&P 500, of the interest rates, of the credit of the dollar, of everything happening, especially the 2020 presidential election, given all this information, especially with the historical patterns, the chart-based input that I've been going over, compared to the gold to silver ratio, compared to demand rising and the supply shortening, with silver's intrinsic value, the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity, it's blatantly obvious. Silver is sitting in a chair screaming, "Let me in." This bubble is going to pop. JP Morgan employees are spoofing. You know, they're manipulating prices, holding them back, placing false buy orders on these exchanges. That is one way to keep prices low. But now spoofing is a punishable crime, and they've arrested 3 of their employees, and they're going on a huge search to find all these people that are doing this. So spoofing might be something that was once long-lived but not happening anymore when people are actually going to prison for it. See, this is where we're going to see silver's natural price start to rise. What's it going to take? What's it going to take for $50 silver? What's it going to take for $100 silver? Whatever it's going to take, well, let's look at that. Stock market volatility, recession looming, the dollar index decreasing, which Trump already said he wants a lower dollar index. He says the dollar index is too high. Stock market volatility. We have something, a geopolitical fear, which is COVID-19, started off by a big bang, which is going to be the 2020 presidential election. The perfect recipe, the perfect formula, it's all coming together. The stars are starting to align. And trust me, right now it's already been holding its stability. When stock markets were setting record-breaking highs, gold and silver still stayed put. They did not drop, which shows that there's some resistance against it, which shows that there is some fundamental, some foundational value being stored, being built up. Just like if you're building a house, the strongest part of the house is the foundation, right? Right? Well, that gold and silver have shown that they have a strong foundation. That even when things were thrown against them, even when the coronavirus was thrown against it, it did not drop too much. It dropped a couple cents. So things are showing, all the stars are showing, everything is, all the arrows, all the indicators are showing that silver is starting to gain momentum. And what happens when silver hits $50, $100? Who's going to buy it? The industrial side is going to buy it. They're going to buy it. You know why? You know why they're going to buy it? Because they need it. We just want it. See, we want it. They need it. The producers are going to turn into consumers, and vice versa. The consumers are going to turn into the producers. See, people like you and I that just stack silver, we're going to be the ones selling it to the people that need it to make the latest iPhone. If you want the newest iPhone, the newest PS4, the PS5 or whatever, or if you want the new Tesla that comes out, you need silver. And these companies, trust me, they're going to keep making their products regardless of how much silver costs. They need it. So when that happens, that's where silver's price is really going to show. That's where $100 silver is still being bought up by the masses. Just like Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was $17,000, $18,000, Coinbase was the #1 downloaded app on iOS and Android. You would think, oh, who's going to ever buy Bitcoin for $17? No one's going to pay that much. Bitcoin was just $1,800, right? Because I got into Bitcoin at $1,800. So who's going to pay $17,000, $18,000? That's crazy. No one's going to pay that. Actually, most people were buying Bitcoin when it was that price. That's when most people were buying it. The majority of Bitcoin was bought at the highest price. It's supposed to be buy low, sell high. But most people buy high and then sell low after it crashes or after a market correction. You don't want to be one of those people, and that's why I try to make videos talking about panic selling, impulse buying, how to gauge the markets, how to keep a pulse in the markets, and making sure that you're not making irrational decisions. You have to step outside of yourself, take the emotional attachment out, and look at the bigger picture, right? So when silver does reach this $50, $100 mark, we're going to be cashing in the dough. If you want. You could keep holding on because the potential of silver, trust me, is a lot higher than $100. Not trying to be a silver pumper like I said before, but from the realistic standpoint, let's see the gold to silver ratio is 16 to 1. Silver's sitting at $90, and that's if gold stays still. Imagine if gold's at $2,000 and then the gold to silver ratio is 16 to 1. Do the math. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential. So I'm curious, I want to question you guys and gals, what else gives silver potential? What else? I listed probably 10 different things, whether it's stock market volatility, the recession looming, the 2020 presidential election, the industrial demand, supply and demand, the COVID-19, the chart. What else? I'm curious. I would question you what gives you that spark? What gives you that indicator that silver is going to head higher? Is it simply surplus? Is it the silver shortage? Is it the demand rising? Is it, what is it? I'm curious. I mean, I love to hear new input, new feedback, new information, and we could all learn from this. I've learned a lot from the comments on my channel. That's actually where I base a lot of my videos off of, is reading the comments. So, I'd love to pick your brain a little bit, and we could spark a nice discussion, a very nice discussion. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you do want to enter a giveaway tomorrow to win some free silver tomorrow, for a chance to win, make sure you check out my video. That means you have to be subscribed. So go subscribe if you already haven't. Make sure to smash that like button. If you already haven't, please do. Every single like counts. I appreciate it so much. I'm trying to give back. I'm feeling really generous right now. All the support on the channel has been amazing, been incredible. All I can do is give back and share my appreciation through giving. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, let me know how you think silver has potential. What gives it potential? Is it the S&P 500? Is it the gold to silver ratio? What is it? What indicators do you see? Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.